Hello, how are you guys? Hope you're doing good. I've got a friend here. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. I've got a friend. You see that my small friend? That friend walking there. In my mother tongue, we call it ongino. You see that my friend walking there? In my mother tongue, back in my village, we call it ongino or ochunglo. So this is my friend. You see that my friend is very busy. See the way that my friend is very busy. Now, this friend of mine, this is just a creature like you, human being, you are a creature. And you know, this creature, this my friend, today, let me call it an ant. I don't know whether it's the right name in English is an ant, but for lack of a better word, I'll call him an ant today. It has even gotten lost. I don't know where it has gone to. I lost it. Oh, here it is. I got it again. Now, this one in my mother tongue, we call it ongino. Now, this ongino, see the way it's busy. Now, I was looking at this ongino, and I said, this ongino, this thing, let's call it an ant for now, for lack of a better word. I'll confirm if an ant is the right name or whatever the right name could be. I'll do that later to confirm. But then, let's talk about it now. Now, that ongino, you know, if you look at living things or the creations, if this ant, do you think if you stand up next to this ant, can this ant see you? When this ant tries to look at you, can you try to imagine what that ant sees when let's say you're standing next to it, can it see you? So, the same way, there are other creatures, and that is why I always say in this system, whatever the knowledge we have in this system is not even 0.0001% of the whole knowledge that is in this system. We are told that there are so many other creatures that are bigger than us. And religiously, we look at, there is something called the jinn. We are told that they are just around with us here, but you can't see them. Now, I brought to you that ant to give you a rough idea. Because if somebody tells you you can't see jinn, or you can't see, okay, let's use jinn, but there are other creatures that exist and you can't see them, but they're just there with you. So, somebody may think that this jinn is colorless and that's why you can't see it. Or these are the creatures that are bigger than us because we are also somewhere in the middle. Even that ant is somewhere in the middle. This ant is very big. There are some other creatures that this ant looks at the way we are looking at this ant. There are some other creatures that this ant also looks at them the way we are looking at it. And they cannot even see this ant. You're told that life begins from a cell, a single cell. So you can try to imagine this ant looking at a cell. So even me looking at that ant is even bigger if we compare that ant looking at a cell. So that I'm only giving you that so that you can try and imagine how creations are. And there's so many other things that are bigger than us, so many other things that are smaller than us. So if you're told genes, something like gene, they exist within us, but you can't see them. That is the explanation I was trying to give by showing you this ant. This ant cannot see you. And we're just here with it. I carried it, I hunted it, I was hunting for it. I hunted for it for like 1 hour before I managed to trap it into this can. So, that is life. So sometimes when somebody gets busy, or when somebody buys a V8, or somebody buys a Hammer, or somebody deeply wants to have a private chopper, is crying, maybe he's praying, he's really sad because he does not own a private chopper. You know, this ant is crying for maybe it wants a lump of what we call these chips, these small chips of bread. Yeah, that is what his problem is there. Where it's walking now, the way I've shown it to you, it's just there, but I can't see it anymore. But I know it's just there. It has not gone anywhere. It cannot. For it to go out of that can that I placed it, it's like for you to travel from East Africa to America. So when you travel from East Africa to America, that is that ant has managed to escape from that can where I placed it. It has gone. That is the same as you have gone to America. So you see, this life, this one I will just bring in just to explain to you how this life, take it easy. These things are nothing. Because you will cry, you will weep, you want a private chopper. You know what, let's now relate that to the ant. You know what that ant is crying for? That ant is crying for let me show you what that ant is crying for. You crying for a chopper is that ant crying for a piece of this. It has eaten sugar. This is dates. It has eaten sugar or crumbs of bread for a long time. Now it wants something like this. This is a more sweeter one. So that is the same you've driven a Toyota Carina or Toyota Camry for a long time, and now you want a private chopper. So if you get that chopper and then you lost that chopper, maybe through an accident, you lost that chopper, you will commit suicide. The same as that ant, when it gets a piece of this date, and then after some time, another maybe a human being comes and gets it away from him again, and he lost it, he will cry because he has lost it. So when you are crying because you've lost your chopper through an accident, the only chopper that you had, remember some other bigger creatures are seeing you like you're seeing an ant crying after you've taken these dates from him. So when you see, when I'm relating this to whatever Palestinians and Israelites are fighting for. Now this ant, this ant lives in a hole. Now where it lives in, some other ants have come, have lived in the same hole. And those ants that have lived in the same hole are bigger ants. So he'll be fighting for these bigger ants to go out of this hole. But he knows very well that those bigger ants, when they catch him, they will finish him. But you see what they're fighting for? A small hole. That even if it lives there and just go next, it will get another hole and start living there, but it does not see that. It sees that these people have come to invade me where I am. So it's fighting for that hole. That is why I'm telling you that Palestinians are doing useless work, fighting for that piece of land. We are told that Jupiter, I told you, my friend Le Patron recently told me that Jupiter is 1,300 times more than Earth. 1,300 times more than Earth, bigger than Earth, Jupiter. So you can imagine what Palestinians are fighting for there. That is only Jupiter. We've not talked about the whole solar system. So you can take that land that the Palestinians are fighting for and compare it to, or put it in a ratio to the whole solar system: Mars, Earth, Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, Sun, Moon, everything. Do you think it can even be seen? So imagine such petty things, such very, very, very petty things are the things bringing chaos, causing havoc, causing death, causing such things. Because an ant, this is an ant, and that's why you see that that hole is useless. It can even just walk a distance. You know, for an ant, if an ant is in your bread, in your shop, when somebody comes and buys that bread and takes the bread to the house, it's like that ant has traveled. Like people go to Mars. I hear that Jack Ma and the other group, some people go to Mars. That is the same ant. When somebody buys that bread and is eating that bread and takes that bread to his house, it's the same as you. You have now gone there and from here to Mars. Now when you come back, you are bragging. You see yourself as very big, and you're some of the very big people because you have traveled to Mars. The same way this ant, when it comes from that shop, from that house, and accidentally find itself back to the shop where it was, it will brag to others that it has gone to Mars. These things are very, very simple, my friend. These things that are disturbing your head, these things that are causing chaos, these things that are causing war, whatever, bombings and whatever, fights, witchcraft, these things are very, very simple things. It's only that you see them as big because it is you. Now imagine the jinn looking at you. It's like you looking at this ant, saying it will not rest until these other bigger ants leaves its premises, or a scorpion that enters its hole, leaves its hole. You see? So I was just bringing that to give you an overview of whatever you keep on fighting for, and whatever gives you so much worries and unrest. There are things that are very petty, very small. I told you Jupiter is 1,300 times bigger than the Earth. That is information I got from my very reliable source, Le Patron. So you can look at that. So anyway, what I want to say, guys, don't make enemies. I don't have myself. I don't have somebody I call an enemy. I don't have an enemy, not one. Because how can you be my enemy? Why should I make you my enemy? So, you see yourself as big, as a very big. You say, do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? You see yourself as very big. And that place where you are making noise, do you know who I am? That place, let's say even an electric post there, just drops there, just falls on you there, and you are dead. Who are you again? You are nothing. You are nothing in this life. You are nothing. There are so many things, and there are so many bigger things. So you are nothing. So don't worry yourself over so many things, because these things are nothing. I told you, even this aunt is worried now. Whatever it is, it's worried. Maybe it's worried maybe it has not taken lunch, it has not taken his children, paid school fees. That one. See. So I was only giving that as an example to make you not be so much be worried over the things on this. Just live your life peacefully and comfortable. So I told you I don't have enemies. I told you I have the way I group my friends, and the way I've been rating. I told you I rate everything. I rate institutions, I rate people, I rate countries, But my rating is just depends on your integrity and the respect. The respect I will give to you, that is what I rate you. So if I say I give you 75%, that is the respect I give to you. It depends on your integrity, the way you handle situations that come, the way you deal with other people, also the way you handle people that are below you, or the way you handle vulnerable people. That is how I rate you. So if I meet you today, I know you, we know each other, then you automatically enter the list of people I may know. You are there as people I may know. So the more we'll be interacting with you, the more we will keep on interacting with you, that is where I'll now begin. You'll be climbing, or you'll either be climbing or going down my rating. You'll be climbing or going down my rating. So when you enter what is called percentage, where now I start rating you, where now I can say you are 3% or 4%, the respect I give to you, that is when now I add you to this group I call my friends. I told you the group I call my friends is very slim. It's a very small group of people that I call my friends. So if the sanity in you is big, is reasonable, then I now start including you in this group I call my friends. Even if it's an institution, I now start rating you, or a country, I now start rating you. But before, if I see so much insanity and so much indiscipline and so much whatever in you, then I'll just leave you there in that group called my friends. You'll just be there. But the moment I see that your percentage of sanity is at least you have some good number of sanity in you, then I'll start rating you. And I'll now bring you into this group I call my friends. I told you it's a very slim group, very few people there. I don't think there are more than 15 people that I call my friends. I told you God has only called Ibrahim. He's the only person that God called my friend ever. My friend, only Ibrahim. So, when you are just harmful to sanity, when you disrespect sanity, when you are just a reckless person, then you will be going down. So when you go down, at some point you are so harmful to sanity. That is where now I add you into that group called, now I even remove you from my friends. I add you to that other group called Doslam. Now Doslam, there in Doslam, there is a blacklist and there is a red list. There Doslam. So when you enter Doslam, you be there in Doslam blacklist. That is a group of people or institutions or countries or anything that I don't want to associate with. I just disassociate with you. I put you in Doslam. So in Doslam blacklist. So when you are too much, that is where I now cut you off completely. I cut you off completely. I don't want even to see you. That one is now what we call Doslam red list. Doslam red list. But still, you're not my enemy because I can't create enemies with something that can just fall down and go off and die anytime. So why should I waste my time being an enemy with you? I don't have an enemy. I only have the Doslam red list. but they are not my enemies. So, some of these things, when I say there, I told you the other time, some friend of mine said another thing that is a story that happened. Like, for example, if I tell you this Israel, God loves this Israel, I will say things, you will say they are story jaba, but I always say truth stands the test of time. Truth will stand the test of time. You will know that this Israelis are God loves these people. I had somebody like this the other time. 2 days ago, somebody was telling me that God loved Israel, but Israelites have been going against. They have transgressed against God so much until now God left them. They are not God's people anymore, my friend. That is your reasoning as a human being. That is your reasoning as a human being. And you know what? That ant, you see that ant? See yourself as that ant. So that is your reasoning as a human being. Do you think that God is a human being? Do you think that God, when he was bringing these people from Egypt, do you think he did not know that these people will behave this way? Do you think they surprised God? When they were asking God for food, that they are hungry, then God decided to feed them one-on-one with ready food, ready to eat, lunch, breakfast, supper, until they started again complaining that why are we just given ready food? Why don't we cook like the others? So do you think when God was doing all these things, God did not know that they will do those things that you are seeing, that they have not transgressed until God has hated them? That is your reasoning, because you are a human being. All those things that people are doing that you think that God has now transgressed, left them, God knew they will do even before. So don't reason like an ant. No, God does not reason like you. Those people, God loves those people. Ask yourself, all the knowledge on this earth came from Middle East. You'll call this one stories a jaba but at the end of the day you'll find it's true. All the knowledge, leave alone these whites are bragging here. These whites, Europe, America, they're pure bragging and making noise. They knew nothing. All this knowledge came from Middle East. Computers. Even my friend Guru Think Tank tells me that even this algorithm, the mathematics that is used to program computers, and the founder of this algorithm came from around, I don't know, Iraq or Iran. He was called Algorith, somebody Muhammad Algorith. So all these maths you do here, I think they came from Europe. That thing came from you. These things came from Middle East. So this Middle East area, these people, they have something. I was telling my other friend the other day, who was it? I was telling my friend Dr. Tom Ngwema and there were two people. I was telling them that today, if you see me on TV shaking hands with my president is William Ruto. If you see me on TV shaking hands with William Ruto, yeah, he was with Dr. Tom Ngwema and Le Patron. I was telling them today, if you see me on TV greeting William Ruto, if I come here tomorrow, I tell you to give me this your shop, you will give it to me very fast. Very fast, because the moment I can speak to that president one-on-one, I have connections, I can connect you to bigger things. So this shop you can just give me very fast. Now look at that. That is President William Ruto I'm talking about. Now these Israelites, they spoke to God one-on-one. God, not President William Ruto, God one-on-one. My friend, don't make your judgments as a human being. And this thing is really disturbing me because this thing is very is common in both Islam and Christianity. They all agree that these Israelites were brought from slavery in Egypt by God, and at some point even they crossed some sea, and when the Egyptians came, they were drowned. In both books, Christian and Muslim say that. So if these are God's people, why do you now want to say that they are not God's people again? Do you think God is a human being? Do you think when God was doing all those to them, God did not know that they will do this, that you see that you now say they are not human beings, that they are not good people, they are not there. God loves those people. I told you all the prophets came from Middle East. All the prophets came from that area. My friend Guru Think Tank was even telling me that even these whites, Germany, this Rome, Italy, whatever they are, even taking bath, they learned from Middle East. Before they were not even taking bath, they didn't even know that something could get dirty. It is the Middle East where they learned that there is some dirt that are excreted from your body through sweat, so you should wash it away. They cause diseases, so you should wash them away. They learned that from Middle East. So all the prophets in your religion, all the prophets came from that Middle East. So if you want to live by the truth, live by the truth. I always tell you, I've just told you I don't have an enemy. And I'm an independent person. I don't follow the masses. I reason independently, and I make my decisions independently. So that is why I'm even a Kenyan. When people are fighting for politics in Kenya, I told you I don't even vote, because I told you Kenya is in Islam. My own country is in Islam. I don't want to associate with it. But I deal with somebody, what you do at the moment. So I will speak about what somebody does. But you will not find me that I'm now they call it UDA or Ruto's person, or I'm Raila's person, I'm an independent person. When that Raila does something good, I will say he does something good. I will talk about his action. The next time, even if the following day he does something very bad, I will talk about that as something very bad. The same as Ruto. If he does something good, I will compliment it, because it's something good. If he does something that bad, I will say it. But I will say it as an independent person commenting or making an observation or making an opinion. I will not say it that now I'm a which party. I don't belong to any party. I'm just me. I told you what is the only thing left between me and Kenya is that Kenya is my motherland. Otherwise, I disassociate with Kenya. I don't want even to. So even if you are in blacklist, but then your behavior changes, you start respecting sanity, you can climb up directly and come into this group of friends. And even this group of friends, I give them rating. Your sanity. Somebody's sanity is 15%, or somebody's, the respect I give to him is 15%. Another person, the respect I give to him is 75%. Like the person that I give respect to, the first person I give respect to, and the respect I give to him is 95%, like Israel is my father. Yeah, my father. My father, the respect I give to my father is 95%. I rate him, my rating of my father is 95%. The reasons, maybe I won't say it now, but my rating of him is 95%. Same as the rating, how I remember I rated Israel, I gave Israel 95%. So what you do, lies don't stand the test of time. but truth will stand the test of time. So when those people were playing, I told you this UN is a canine, is a toothless canine. UN is a toothless canine. So I saw it trying to bring, I know they were talking about exchanging victims there in it. But I told you, I blacklisted this UN the moment I started doing research about it, because why? One, I told you, when I saw that America is one of the signatories, in fact it's the prime signatory, I immediately blacklisted it. Why? Because one trait, even though I told you I give America 52%, which means I rate America. I don't even rate my own country, Kenya, not even 0% for Kenya, but America I give 50%. But then, the only problem with America is America will never make a decision or decide something to favor somebody, just to do good. To tender wema nenda zako. America does not do that. Just to do good so that these people can have something good without America gaining anything. Never. That is the problem I always have with America. And that is why I gave Britain 75%. Because Britain, there are some things that Britain just do. They just do that, and they don't expect anything in return. They are just doing it as a favor to humanity. That is why I always give, in fact, Britain is climbing. Britain will even be 80 very soon. But America cannot give something that charity, that America gives this country, this charity. America, if you look, I told you, lies won't survive the test of time. You might lie to people 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, years, but lies won't stand the test of time. So this test of time, America always fails this test of time. They'll pretend to do something with good heart. They help, but later on, you will find out that their interest was somewhere. They had interest somewhere. That is why America, even this 52%, I think it's even 50 or 48%. I told you my rating depends on also how you treat vulnerable people. You know, if you want to know the character of a man without asking, if you want to know the character of somebody without asking, look at the way he treats strangers who are vulnerable. These people who are just like beggars. When somebody who is a beggar comes next to him, the way he treats this person, that is when you will know the true nature of a person inside. Otherwise, somebody can cheat you. Somebody can manipulate you to be very good or whatever. So just don't worry. Just look at him keenly. Just wait for him the way, the time, how he will treat a stranger, a very poor stranger, somebody who is very wretched and somebody who is helpless and hopeless. When such a person approaches, then the way he treats that person or the way he speaks to that person, that will show you who the person is. That is a very good way of knowing the true personality in somebody. So I don't make